This is our time. Today, we have the opportunity to make Detroit the most vibrant Jewish community in the world. This is our time to marry the history and connection we have with our hometown of Detroit with the deep passion we all feel for the future of the Jewish community. Strengthening our region and strengthening our Jewish community. The two are force multipliers for each other. Detroit, being the best place to be Jewish in America, is no longer some crazy pipe dream. It's becoming a reality. This is our time. Ours is not a comeback story. Rather, it's a go-to story. As young Jews from around the country are now making the city of Detroit their home. The success of our Jewish future and the viability of our region as a destination that can attract the best and brightest go hand in hand. So it's fitting that this year's Butzel recipient, Eugene Applebaum, is a personification of the intersection between our Jewish and general community. Gene has made an enormous impact on both our region and our Jewish community. Beyond the remarkable generosity, leadership, and counsel that Gene and Marcia have shown, they have imparted their deep love and commitment of the Jewish people to their children and grandchildren. I've witnessed this firsthand, time and again, and that may be their greatest legacy. Mazel tov, Gene. As often happens in Jewish life, nights of happiness like tonight are tinged with sadness. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the incredible debt of gratitude our community owes to one of the great warriors of the Jewish people, and a former Butzel winner who just left us, Emery Klein. Emery's shoes, especially on the campaign front, will be very tough to fill by any individual. But collectively, in his memory, I'm asking each of you to go out, get someone new to participate in our annual campaign in Emery's honor. He's watching, and he's hot if you don't. So, our lay leadership, under the steady and passionate hands of our four presidents, Douglas Bloom, Todd Saxe, Lisa Lease, Rachel Wright, as well as our campaign leadership of Sandy Danto and Jeff Foreman, live out my belief that Jewish is a team sport, and they are an all-star team. And speaking of all-star teams, as the current chairman of the large cities of the Federation movement, I have seen many Jewish organizations around the world. And the professional team we have built here in Detroit, in terms of talent, passion, and commitment to awesomeness, is second to none. Words cannot express how proud I am to be part of this team. The National Federation system lost half its donors in a generation. While here in Detroit, we have grown our base by over 20% in just 3 years. How have we done this? Many other federations continue to define themselves as only a conduit of funds. While that's an important part of our mission, we must be more than that. In an era where the internet has killed off the middleman in industry after industry, continuing on that path is a slow road to irrelevance. Through your generosity, we will continue to fund the needs of our community. We are much more than just a middleman. We are actively building a vibrant Jewish future and serving as an access point to the richness of Jewish identity, the power of Jewish community, and the transformational impact of Jewish philanthropy for more and more people every day. This is our time. We have embraced change not because past leadership was making wrong decisions. Far from it, as we have been blessed, as Todd said, with outstanding leadership for generations. Rather, we are faced with a world that is changing at rates never before seen in the history of our planet, and we've accepted and embraced the fact that building a Jewish community is different now. Factors such as new geography, demographics, globalization, the rise of the internet, just to name a few, have led real changes in how we engage people in Jewish life. Our federation has embraced the sea change, from the 20th century command and control model to a 21st century connect and collaborative model, and we've made that transition without losing our centrality, our relevance, or our effectiveness. What hasn't changed is our core mission. Despite the ever-increasing speed of modern life, Federation offers individuals a way to reclaim essential aspects of life that are being lost. Meaning and identity for young people, respect and care for seniors, bonding for families, connection to heritage. In a sense, we are finding new ways to offer timeless and enduring Jewish values that are more in demand now than ever. Translating these things without losing their essence, that's our challenge, but it's an opportunity. This is our time. The largest ever study of Jewish giving, why Jews give and what they give to, was just completed. The main conclusion was something we already figured out here in Detroit. At every age and income level, the biggest driver of both Jewish giving and general philanthropy was the degree of Jewish engagement. 3 words: engagement is everything. So missions, volunteering, soliciting, taking a class, having a Shabbos dinner, going to synagogue, sending your kids or grandkids to Jewish school or camp, all drive both Jewish and non-Jewish giving rates beyond any other factor except for age and income. This says to me we're on the right track. As we've built more and more engagement models at every age level of our community, many of which are being copied around the Jewish world. And by building these emotional connections, we are securing the future of our people. An engaged community is one that will continue to support the many among us, here in Israel and around the Jewish world, who have been left behind and still need our help. Compassion and caring, regardless of the health of the stock market, is central to our identity as a Jewish people. We are going all in with this engagement strategy. The breadth and energy of the many programs that Doug mentioned is remarkable, is that they are truly producing a change in our community. Not one thing, but 100, working outward from a core belief in the power of community to strengthen, enrich, and connect lives. I want to end with a moment of self-reflection. Over the past 4 years, I've had the opportunity to witness hundreds of heroic acts of kindness and generosity of spirit from members of our community that inspire me beyond anything I ever thought was possible. One occurred just a few weeks ago. I dropped by this closing event of a group of young Israelis fresh from serving in the IDF. They were here in Detroit visiting their American friends they met on our community birthright trip. At the conclusion of the dinner, a young woman from the Dalhem, a little blue-collar town in our partnership region, she approached me and she said to me, and I quote, "I came here Israeli, but now I understand I'm part of the Jewish people." She then handed me a crumbled up $20 bill. And with a tear in her eye, she said that this is all she has left from her trip. But she thinks what we are doing here is amazing, and she wants to give it to our annual campaign. This is our time. It's up to each of us to make sure those 4 words are not just a slogan on a banner, as now is the moment where we move our community to even greater heights. Through our collective passion, energy, and generosity, so that, in the words of Winston Churchill, if our community lasts for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour. I want to thank each of you for all you do for our community, and I want to wish each of you a happy, healthy, productive, and peaceful New Year.